Alright guys, we're done with the break now. We should be getting into the game any moment now. We're just waiting for the teams to ready up. All of OWKings appears to be ready, and it looks like the side of Please Nerf Symmetra is going to be ready in just a second, and then we'll be getting right underway. Again guys, this is the round of 64. This is the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown. This is the first qualifier for the EU, or the EU region. There will be qualifiers for NA as well, and there is going to be 4 qualifiers total for each region. So there is going to be a lot of opportunities for these teams to get where they need to go. And let me get to this right, as I need to make sure the titles are correct. And also, if you guys, I just looked at it, the white coloring on the background, if it's hard to read, do let me know. I can choose black as well as another color, and I can also change the opacity on the names for the overlays. And yeah, I do need to go ahead and change them, so I'll get them switched up right here before we get into the introductions. That way it's as seamless as possible for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback about the overlay, do let me know. I want it to be as clean and viewable for you guys as possible, as that is my #1 priority. But again guys, thank you so much. This is the Atlantic Showdown, hosted by ESL, sponsored by Blizzard. This is the first of the EU qualifiers. There will be a total of 4 every Monday for the next 4 weeks. And then the $100,000 LAN in August, which I am so excited for personally. Of course, pretty much everyone in the scene is. But at the same time, guys, $100,000 Overwatch, what more could you ask for? It's only a month, really almost 2 months into the game, and it's already underway. So it's really cool, guys. We're going to be right into the introductions. Likely, the new player for OWKings going to be picking up the Mercy players. Adatonian has switched over to a DPS role, is what I have been told. Mitra is going to be picking up their flex support, picking up the Symmetra in this case. We have Olba picking up the Widowmaker, no surprise there. We have Adatonian going to be picking up the, Tweety picking up the Reinhardt. We have Adatonian. The team captain going to be picking up the Roadhog, and that leaves RYB. In my opinion, the critical factor a lot of the times to OWKings' success when I watch their games. When he's on fire, they're doing good. Over for the side of the offense, we just watched them in the previous match against, and they were able to take a 2-0 against the side of yeah, I'm just gonna mess that up, and I'm sorry guys. We have Teddy, Zova, NTO, Crystalic, Nexi, and Runagen. Pretty much the same heroes they were running before, and Olba already answering huge, picking off the McCree to start this game off, and that's gonna make it so much harder for the offense to get anywhere, as we'll be switching off of him. Apologize for the Widowmaker bug, is sometimes when you switch from Widowmaker to Freeview, you still get the scope shadow around the edges of the screen. But OWKings now set up at what is known as basically the Dorado hellhole. It's almost impossible to get through the setup if you don't properly execute. You need to be doing multiple pronged strategies, or executing fast pushes, or you just need to get cleared through this choke point as a team and get it into the, oh, this might be exactly what they need. Runagen going to be charging into Tweety, taking him out, but Riv and Mitch are already answering big time for their team, picking up Nexi and Teddy, and again, we still have this Olba ringing out shot after shot. RYB unfortunately going to kill himself. A little bit of unfortunate there, and Crystalic going to be getting a kill for the side of the offense on the Zarya. He's going to get shot by Olba as he gets hooked in, and now we have Olba again. We'll be switching to him. Critical that your Mercy or your Widowmaker goes off in these situations. Your Widowmaker is basically a make or break hero in a lot of ways. If your Widowmaker is not landing her shots, then you shouldn't, then like it's hard to justify running a Widowmaker, right? But if your Widowmaker is landing the shots, then it is almost an oppressive hero to play against. You have to constantly worry about her angles, you have to constantly worry about her tagging you, and when she tags you, 120 damage at any distance is very hard to deal with, and if the team is shooting well as a team, then you can easily capitalize on Widowmaker tags. So there we go, Olba back in the same spot, offense in the same situation, and the same conundrum before. How do we get it through here? As of course they do have the side of the defense, OWKings, Tweety sitting on the payload. Oh, Earthshatter hitting on 3. Oh no, it's actually 4, and now the side of OWKings is going to charge in. Tweety going to clean up 2 of his own handiwork, and there's actually going to be Antio channeling that Deadeye. He is going to go ahead and get it off. It gets off Adatonian to Tweety. Double resurrection, resetting the fight completely, but Olba takes out Teddy, as that's going to be the death of the offensive Mercy. RYB immediately answering on to Runagen as he takes out the offensive Reinhardt, and now it's going to be a little bit harder for the offense to actually get through this, as they are pushing in, as you can see, but they're just going to be taken out by that tire from the side of RYB as he gets multiple kills. Is switching over to him as the Rat going to be spamming through.
No one can hide.
And this is just not the kind of offense that you want to be seeing from the side of the offense. Please Nerf Symmetra having troubles getting through this choke point. And this is, again, one of the hardest choke points in the game to get through. I really like to see them try to get maybe like a Genji or something of that nature to be going through secret. I'd like them to maybe be going through the side more and maybe trying to go through a stairwell, go for a stairwell push. I'll show you what I mean. Over here, you can go through basement and get up onto this platform, go through these stairs. There's more ways to go about it. And Adatonian going to be landing a hook onto Zova, taking him out, and that's going to make it, again, that much harder for the side of the offense to continue to get anything done or get any footing on this point. They haven't got the payload past the ramp. They haven't got it into the market area, and that's really where the offense needs to get it to be able to get good positioning on this section of the map. Let's see what they try to do if they change up anything, but so far it looks like they unfortunately just don't have an answer to the situation. And it's just one of those situations where the offense might just not be able to get through this hole. I'd really like to see them switch up their lineup, but they are going to stick to what they have. Runejin going to be charging in, getting a really good Earth Shatter though, hitting on 3 heroes total. They don't have any follow-up quite yet, but the counter Earth Shatter from Tweety is just as good, hitting on 2-3, and then the cleanup. RYB with a quad kill total. The only player to survive is Zova, but he ends up getting taken out by Runejin, and that's just basically, or sorry, he ends up getting taken out, sorry, by Runejin was one of the last survivors. Zova ends up getting taken out by Rib, RYB, and this is pretty much all of the offense cleaned up. We really have a few last-ditch opportunity here from the side of Please Nerf Symmetra to get through. We are going to have a tire being channeled out. We're going to switch to RYB as we've missed most of these tires so far. He's going to be very patient with the tire. Good play from him, and just immediately going to pop Zova. No, good play by him. Getting that rocket off, taking it out. Adatonian going to be able to take out Antio as they push in to try it to get this point. We're going to be switching over to him as he's off to the side, and they just haven't done anything to take him out of here. He's at full health and still getting massive damage in. Going to be able to take out Crystallic. Now he's on to the Reinhardt. Oh, just takes him out as well. Olba taking out Nexi. A hook onto the Mercy. Can she get the resurrection off? No, doesn't even have it. 70%. Overtime not going to be able to trigger it as the McCree is not going to get anywhere near in time to be able to. Antio gets hooked at the end. Of course, you can't shoot here at the end of the competitive mode. It's kind of funny. Stops the BM of people shooting people to death. But now the side of OWKings only going to need to take one map to be able to win this. Or sorry, not one map. Just take the first point to be able to win this map. That's what I meant to say. And then they will go one up in the series. Of course, this is a best of 3, guys. Loser will decide where we go. They might go to Nepal again, because that might be their most practice. We'll see. This is the point at which OWKings needs to make it. They don't even need to technically make it to the first point, as it is a progression-based formula. So the difference, the big difference between these two, the stopwatch and the progression-based, is that basically the onus is on the attacking side a lot more on the first attempt, because if you cannot cap on the first attempt, then the offense of the second attempt only needs to get it to where you got it, and that technically counts as a win, because they would have, in theory, gotten it farther. Even just a meter farther, they would have progressed the payload farther. So it is very important on if you are the first offense, to get a very good offense going and to get a good amount of ground gained onto the payload. Otherwise, the follow-up offense doesn't have to push it to the end of the map. They only have to push it to where you got it to be able to win the game. So OWKings is going to be at a slight advantage in that sense, since they were defending first. Maybe switching it up a little bit, the onus being on the first attackers to perform better, rather than it being on the second attackers to perform better in a stopwatch-based formula. That's how it is. The first attacking team has the advantage of setting the time and then only stalling out for the amount of time that they need to in stopwatch. Pretty much a standard lineup coming out from OWKings. Yeah, pretty much standard. Widowmaker. Yeah, they aren't running a double tank though, so they won't be going for a big burst. And actually, Olba already getting tagged up big time. I think that was a Symmetra orb that tagged him, and it had to be. It took 120 damage. Could have been a grenade as well. Those do 120 as well. But either way, that's a fair bit of damage. Now going to be tagging up this Roadhog double headshot, tagging onto the soldier as well. And he's already up to 70% on his ult. 30 seconds into this game. He's actually going to take out Zova while we're at it. He's doing so much damage right now. This is what you expect from your Widowmaker. And again, another headshot. Going to be popping those infra sights now. And now that the offense of the OWKings is going to be able to basically see everything they need to be able to push and aggress where they how they want to. And the side of Overwatch Kings, again, taking what I said the other team should have done. The side of Please Nerf Symmetra, they get up onto this high ground. They're using the stairwell to push through and get a good fight. RYB already answering big time for his team. Double kill, killing Teddy, killing Antio, and now Olba going to be taking out Crystalic. Nova's getting super low. We're going to switch to him as he needs to do something right now as the payload is getting closer and closer. Adatonian going to be able to take out Rudigen, and now with Rib taking out Zova, the payload is going to make it to the point, and that is going to be the first map, and we're going to award a point to the side of Overwatch Kings as they go up 1-0 in the series. A little bit of not a surprise there, as Overwatch Kings is one of the better teams in Europe right now. They've been not performing the best per se as lately. They did get knocked out early in the Go for Overwatch Cup number 5, but they also have the decent amount of good results on their backing as far as previous month goes. If you were to take like an aggregate of a month, minus the fact that they subbed a new player in, or I've gotten a new player in, that's likely. Their results are pretty good. They're top 3 in the Go for Cup, if not number 2. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've checked the standings exactly. But they did well in the June Cup standings. They did really well there. They won one of the events. They got second place in another. So Overwatch Kings is the team to watch out for in the sense that we'll be following today. Overwatch Kings, I really personally am rooting for them to make it to the LAN. They've been a team that I've followed from the very beginning, a team that I've been in contact with for a long time, and they're very awesome, a great organization overall, and I really enjoy their play as a team. I think that they have a slightly different style of play. It is kind of very much reminiscent of the previous meta where they have a very strong Junkrat player in Rib, or RYB, sorry, but RYB's Junkrat play is just very exciting to watch. He's very good at getting critical kills. He's always landing big junk tires, and it's just a very pleasure to watch RYB. So I really hope that they make it today. But there are a lot of teams that you guys should be watching for in the brackets. You can type !bracket to get more information there. And the teams to watch out for are definitely like Misfits is in here, Annex is in here, Melty is in here, I believe SG1 is probably in there. I didn't look through all of them, but there are a lot of the top EU teams competing today, guys. So there is a lot of action, a lot of potential Overwatch to be viewed today. So again, I encourage that you guys follow at ESL Overwatch and at Play Overwatch as far as this event goes. Thank you so much to ESL for hosting it, and again, thank you so much to Blizzard for sponsoring this event and providing what will be the no lag servers on the at the LAN, as we will actually be having local servers because it is a Blizzard sponsored event. So very cool there, and it's super exciting. But again, guys, there's lots of action today. If you guys want to get up a multi-stream going for all of the action, there's also Gosu Gamer streaming with ZP casting that, and then there's also the ESL main ESL_Overwatch stream that is casted by Jason Kaplan and D-Man. So you can go ahead and follow those. D-Man, sorry, you can go ahead and follow those and get up a multi-stream of all 3 of those at once, as there is so much to follow, guys, so much to watch. We'll be going to the round of 16 today. This is the round of 64. We have the 32 and the 16 today left, so definitely a lot more, and I will be following Overwatch Kings for the most part through it. And when there is long breaks, I'm hoping to be able to get into other games so I can get you guys as much action as possible today. But we'll go ahead and get into the actual game itself. Kings Row, pretty standard map. Of course, if you haven't watched one of my casts before, I will always akin this to the dust of CSGO. The dust of Overwatch. It's in CSGO, or it's Counter-Strike in general. If you've ever played Counter-Strike, Dust is pretty much the map that you should know about, or the map that you've probably seen or watched competitive action on. This is Kings Row. This is basically the equivalent. Teams really like this map because they have played it a lot, they are practiced on it, they have multiple different strategies, variations of executing them, and it's just a well-practiced map. Defense first, of course, going to be Overwatch Kings, as they're looking to get a full hold on point A again, and RYB going to be answering to start the game off, and that's exactly what you need to be getting a full hold, pushing through the team. Oh, that was such great coordination! He concussive blasts the team into Tweety's charge. Not sure if that was more serendipitous than it was actual communication, but if that was communicated, that was a play that was meant to happen, and both players were aware of their actions, then that was an absolutely amazing top tier play, and I'd like to see more stuff like that from Overwatch Kings, because that's stuff that you don't even really see from the top teams per se. RYB going to be dueling it up against Antio. which is why I think it was honestly more serendipitous, because that is a very hard thing to communicate and execute, but it looked super cool. We are going to have the offense getting their second push going. Genji in the background, we're going to switch over to him. He needs to get something done for his team in this background, creating a bit of chaos and havoc amongst the ranks of OWKings so that they don't all look down main. It looks like he is doing just that, as he is going to distract this Reinhardt and Roadhog, but not so much gain as Adatoni was able to take out the offensive Reinhardt of Runderjin, and now Rib, RYB going to be getting a double kill with that rocket barrage onto Zova, onto Teddy. That's 2. Resurrection going to be going out to bring up rest of the defense, and that's going to give them most of the tempo here for this match, as they have already stalled out a minute 30 of this push coming out from the offense, and they are still aware of the Genji in the background, but the Genji just hasn't done anything, unfortunately. He has built up a sword, though. It is worth noting that he has got a Dragon Blade available. He has been doing a good job spamming these shurikens, while he has just kind of been feeding a Resurrection, per se, and hasn't really been doing a lot. Oh, Graviton Surge coming out, and this is his key to go. Graviton Surge, unfortunately, hits on no one, and he is just going to deflect up the Deadeye. Does take out Olba. Great job with that deflection, and he's going to be able to follow it up onto Mitchell. Now he's in the background against the Whole Hog. Whole Hog doing a fair bit of damage so far, but not enough to really stop up these offenses. We do have RYB taking out Nexi. Now there's going to be a rocket barrage coming out from Zova, and the side of Please Nerf Symmetra might be able to take the first point here. Oh, so close. Mitchell, can he stall it up for his team long enough? And it looks like they might have been able to actually take it. Defense is away. Olba's the first one on the point. He might just back up, and they might just strategically give it up. There's no reason to sacrifice all of your team in a situation where you could just lose the game because you did that. So I expect them to be backing up. I expect them to be resetting up into the streets phase, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Do see some of the offense pushing up from Please Nerf Symmetra, getting a little bit of spam and rebuilding up those ultimates, as Zova needed to use that barrage to be able to crack the point open, that last fight. Just a bit of spam going out, but not too much so far. As we do have some rockets going out. Zova, ooh, RYB pushing forward, getting a kill onto Teddy. Great double rocket by him. Saw him juggling up the Mercy there for a second. Now going to be landing that direct onto Nexi, trying to juggle him up. Does it land another direct and actually takes him out? And RYB, man, these rockets, we're going to follow him. Going off right now for his team. Doing so much. Another direct midair onto the Reinhardt, as that was just a great prediction from him. And another direct, taking out the Genji. Now, the offense going to be using the Resurrection to re-get most of their members up, but Olba was channeling the Deadeye over it, and he just basically shreds the remaining offensive members as they get brought up from that Resurrection. Resurrection advantage now going to be going to the side of the defense, as Likely has his available. There is a barrage available for RYB. Tweety very close to his Earth Shatter. Looking at the offense, we have about the trio of the same. No Resurrection available, but there's a Graviton Surge, Earth Shatter, and Dragon Blade available. We'll be seeing Earth Shatter win out from the defense, hitting on multiple. It looks like they might be able to capitalize on the Nex after it, and it looks like it's just more than that as Nex goes down, Antio goes down, Teddy and Rujin all falling one by one. Nexi to Anatonian, and now it just looks like they're going to push in and constrict the side of OWKings. Going to be getting arch control here, and they're basically spawn camping the side of Please Nerf Symmetra. And unfortunately, this is kind of what you can expect to see when you have these kind of pecking order matches going out. The side of Please Nerf Symmetra, not obviously a set of bad competitive players. I'm sure that they have decent competitive ratings and such, and I'm sure that they're decent players. But at the end of the day, when you're playing a group of players that have practiced at a high level, all of them should be performing at like 80 to 95% of their skill potential, plus their ability to communicate and work as a team matters so much in a game like this. Tweety going to be charging into Rujin and taking him out. Graviton Surge onto the defense. Maybe this is the opportunity they needed. They're going to bubble up the Genji with his Dragon Blade, going on to Tweety now, taking him out. Needs to take out Adatonian as well. 1/2/, not enough. Resurrection, though, Likely had been alive that entire time, and he's going to get his team back up and in fighting shape as RYB answers in the background, cleaning up Atio as well as Crystallic from Mitrar. And that's going to be pretty much most of the offense cleaned up, and we're going to reset into the same phase of the Streets phase here in Kings Row, as OWKings is looking to take a quick defensive hold on this map, making their offense that much easier. Adatonian going to be channeling the Death Blossom, taking out Zova. Nexi as well going to be going down over here to RYB. Rujin going to be taking out Mitrar as well. Adatonian going to be getting himself a second one as he gets a third onto the Genji, and that's going to be a team kill horn, as OWKings is definitely showing a bit of dominance. And that's exactly what we want to see. If you're a fan of OWKings and you want to see them succeed today, this is the kind of dominance they do need to be showing. They need to get their spirits high, because there are a lot of terrifying teams to play in the bracket. The pecking order is definitely not in their favor per se, as Misfits, SG1, some of these other teams that have been eluding consistent wins from the side of OWKings are in the tournament. We are going to have the fire strike going up from the offensive flank from Zova. Oh, Zova, not too much done with it though. The rocket barrage not getting a lot done, and Adatonian, he's the one getting a lot done so far. He's just doing good left clicks, good aiming, tracking by him onto the Zarya, takes her out as well. Make that 3. Olba took out Zova, and now it's really just this Dragon Blade left as the Lucio goes down. And with good shots again, it looks like Adatonian's quickly going to help clean up Antio, and that's going to be pretty much all of the offense cleaned up again. 45 seconds remain on the clock, and OWKings proving to be the better team here, and they're going to need to throughout today, because again guys, this qualifier bracket is stacked. Every team that is in the top 16 of EU needs to be playing at the top of their game today, that if they want to make it for sure to the tomorrow to the quarterfinals. Fire strike going out from the side of the offense. They're going to charge in. Adatonian going to channel the Death Blossom, and this Death Blossom doing a lot. Death Blossom, Barrage coming out from the side of RYB, not doing too much, but with really Zova the only one left, another Teep Kill Horn would have been sounded. But we weren't in first-person view to see it, as there is a Deadeye available for Olba. He should channel this any second now, and this will basically just prevent them from running through the choke point. If they do, they die. There goes Nexi. There's a good flashbang over the shield. Of course, the Graviton Surge is going to try to get them some kills at the end, but OWKings stalling it up, and we will be going to where OWKings needs to push the payload. If they successfully push the payload to that point, again guys, we will be seeing the end of the game. And here it is, at the top of the streets, right before point 2. Of course, they got it pretty far, much better attempt than the first map, Dorado. They got absolutely shut out and dominated, but they did a better job here. I got to give them some props there. Please Nerf Symmetra looking like a better team on Kings Road than they did on Dorado. Definitely more fleshed out for them strategically and tactically, compositionally. But again, when you're going against a team like OWKings, whose natural pecking order over you, they've had more experience, they've had more, how do you want to say it, just sheer, I mean, losses, right, too. They've played against teams that are better than them, and they've lost against teams that are better than them, and then that matters a lot as, well, yeah, no, it just matters because you lose games, you learn, right? And when you play against better teams, you learn from their strategies, you learn from their mistakes. When you made good plays, you can say, well, why did this work? What did they do wrong that we could do right again, and continue to make those big plays. So that's really like the job of a player, right, is to figure out those things on the fly and to make good adaptations in the game. Of course, that all comes down to conceptual studying, out-of-game knowledge, as well as in-game knowledge, as well as just being good at your hero and being able to aim. That's the critical part. People tend to forget sometimes in Overwatch that this is an FPS, guys. Remember that at the end of the day, it is an objective-based game, and it matters that you communicate and work with your teammates. I never want to stress ever enough that that matters a lot. But it's an FPS. If you can't frag and you can't hit your targets, then it just doesn't matter at the end of the day when you're playing a DPS role. So team that is fragging better will naturally win in any FPS, just like the team that's farming better in a MOBA should naturally win, or the player in a RTS that is getting more out of the map. Here we go. Action going to be going out as we do have the side of OWKings immediately jumping in, likely going to be picking up a Winston as they're only running a single support. This is an extreme burst comp as they've already gotten 1 kill from the defense. Antio taking out RYB and taking out now Likely, but the kill feed is definitely going in favor of OWKings as there's a total of 3 kills. Tweety going to be able to get back in his mech and now going to be able to help gun down. Additional kill into Olba on this Genji. He got himself 4 kills during that fight, a triple kill to end it, and that's going to be the cap of this point. 1 tick, 2 ticks, and it's just a matter of time now. We'll be looking at this defensive setup in the streets phase. They need to set up and draw a line in the sand, guys. This is their line, and they cannot let the side of OWKings cross it. Otherwise, they are out of this qualifier, and they will have to be looking to compete next Monday and figure out what how they're going to do better. But for now, let's see what they can do. Tweety going to be staying on this Diva, interestingly enough, pushing up, and actually Tweety going to be able to take out Rotogen as the direct rocket from RYB helps him out. And now Tweety on the point. They only have 1 person pushing the payload. I don't strictly agree with this, but they will force out the resurrection. So if Tweety gets out alive, they have forced a resurrection with no rebuke. There's going to be a tire coming out. We're going to follow this. Rip tire, where are you going to go? Nowhere. Gets shot up by RYB, going to get cleaned up. Almost on a rocket barrage for him. It's actually now available for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up to the window and look for a good angle to get that barrage off, as that barrage could do a lot for their team. Olba actually going to go down to Crystallic, and this is exactly what Please Nerf Symmetra needs to take it to map 3. It's not necessarily likely as far as betting orders that they'll be able to stabilize here, guys. But if they can, Crystalla canceling that barrage, going off for his team. Again, this guy on this Roadhog, I highlighted in the previous series. I really feel like this is a critical hero for this guy. He plays it really well, and he is going to go down to RYB. Commentator's curse, of course, as that whole hog did shred the barrier, but it didn't do too much afterwards. And now RYB, oh, they're going to be staying as a Symmetra. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this from the side of the defense, but they are going to be doing it as they need to maintain constant reinforcements from one direct into a juggle. Going to be able to take out the Symmetra, now landing even more AoE rockets, and the payload's getting ever closer to the point. OWKings 2-3 meters away from advancing to the round of 32 in the first EU qualifier for the Atlantic Showdown, and they do. The side of Please Nerf Symmetra going to be dropping in this qualifier. Of course, guys, they do have more qualifiers to play in, and of course the players are in here. Please do remember that you do have qualifier number 2, 3, and 4 to be playing in every single Monday of the next 3 weeks, not including this week, of course, because we are playing the number 1 right now qualifier. Good Death Blossom coming out from Matatonium, but again, guys, this is what we expect. We will be following OWKings for the most of the bracket today, as I do need to make sure that I am not covering any of the games that ZP is on Gosu Gamers, or that any of the games that ESL Overwatch is covering. But again, guys, I can't say enough how much I appreciate your viewership, and of course, ESL and Blizzard appreciate your viewership as well. This is the first EU qualifier for the $100,000 land for that is called the Atlantic Showdown. That will be taking place in August. This qualifier is the first. There will be 3 more in this region. There's 4 more There's 4 more qualifiers that are going to happen in NA independently of this. And of course, guys, that is all hosted by, or sponsored by Blizzard, hosted by ESL. Thank you so much to them to letting me cast and giving me the opportunity to provide you guys community coverage. If you guys enjoy my commentary and you guys want to support me, you can follow me on Twitter at RaptorZOW. That's the best way to, and also to subscribe to my YouTube and check out my previous VODs, content. Stratwatch is the analysis series I make. But if you guys have any feedback, you guys don't like my casting, you guys think I could do better, or you guys just don't like it, and you know, instead of just leaving, I would really appreciate feedback, and so I can improve, so that I can become a better commentator for you guys, so that the games are that much more hyped to watch and that much more pleasurable for your viewership. But again, guys, thank you so much. You're the lifeblood of the scene. You being in here, you watching these games. Without you guys, it wouldn't really matter at the end of the day. So again, thank you so much for your viewership. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be getting you the round of 32 as soon as possible. I will keep you guys updated as we go. But until then, enjoy the music, and we'll be getting you guys Overwatch action, which is even more enjoyable, as soon as possible.